Hello and welcome to another episode of Attacking Third, a CBS Sports soccer podcast. I'm Sandra Herrera, lead NWSL writer for CBS Sports. Joined today, as always, by my colleague and co-host Lisa Roman, NWSL analyst and broadcaster. On today's episode, we have a special interview ahead of the NWSL playoff semifinals. Please subscribe to us so that you never miss out whenever we go live. Today, we are joined by Portland Thorns FC forward Morgan Weaver. Welcome to the show, Morgan.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited.
We're very excited to have you on the show, chat all things Portland Thorns ahead of the playoffs here. The NWSL had an international break before the playoffs, and Portland, as the second seed, had a bye week. And we just want to know off the bat, a big game on the line. Did you happen to watch the quarterfinal games?
Yes, I watched both games. Well, second half of the Kansas City game because I was coaching.
Yes. You're a coach? Who do you coach?
I coach AU13 girls in Lake Oswego. We're called the Chaos.
Nice.
The Chaos. I love that.
How
Is it like
fitting?
Yeah.
Right? Because they're chaotic.
Yeah, 13-year-old girls.
And so is NWSL, quite frankly, with the playoffs.
That's
So
also very true.
Is it like a team or is it like a individual training sessions? It's a team. Yes, you guys
it's a complete team. Yeah. So I'm in my C license course as well. So I have this team as well. So it's actually really fun.
Nice.
That is really cool. I love that you're a coach and you're chatting about it. What has started coach, like when you started coaching and you started having to teach 13-year-old girls, the chaotic of these 13-year-old girls, what did you learn about maybe yourself as a person and as a player when you started coaching?
Honestly, I think it's actually helped me as a player because I've noticed little things like openings because they play 4-3-3, so it's just like simple things like that. I'm like, well, why didn't you just do this? And I'm like, well, that's like related back to me, like, why didn't I just do this? So it's actually kind of cool to like put them in my place as well. And I love the girls, they're great and they have a lot of questions, so it's really fun to be around them.
Oh yeah, 13-year-old girls, they like to chat, they have lots of questions.
Yes.
So it was your birthday just the other day, perhaps also an off day for Portland Thorns. How did you celebrate? What did you do? And happy birthday from us at Attacking Third.
Thank you. Well, it was yesterday. So I had my C license course. We had a Zoom meeting and then I went and got my nails done with my friend Marissa.
Let's see them.
Yes. I don't know if you can really see them.
Oh yeah, beautiful. A light pink for those listening as a pod.
Yes, light pink. And then we went to dinner and we went to a place called Chart House with a C. It was really delicious and we had a lava cake for dessert. So good. Highly recommend. And then we came back and watched some TV on Hulu.
Perfect. Sounds like a perfect birthday.
It was great. It was perfect.
Yeah, no, it's got to keep it simple. That's the best way to celebrate one's birthday. Let's pivot a little bit because your birthday's coming in the middle of a playoff push, a big game for Portland. Portland coming off 5 games undefeated and 3 straight games where you've scored multiple goals, in which you had half of those goals, Morgan Weaver. Offensively, what was the spark to sort of get the Thorns offense going?
Yeah, I think, all season we've been really working towards our offense, also defense. But I think for us offensively is we all have the fight and we all want to score. And honestly, for us, like, we don't care who scores. It's just who's going to get that goal, who's going to get us the lead, who gets the assist. I think we're all just really happy about that. And so I think it's really cool and something special that this team has because we all want to win. And no matter how we do it, we're going to win. So it's really cool, I think.
Yeah, it is really cool to kind of watch this team, how that is such a balanced scoring and people get goals across the board. You yourself personally, 7 goals on the year, 3 assists. You really hit your stride with finding the back of the net and doing it consistently, which is a very difficult thing to do for anyone. What specifically part of your training helped improve and help you get more of those goals this year?
Yeah, I think just being confident in myself, I would say, is the first thing. And I think also just putting more focus onto the back of the net, I guess, in practice. For us, I think our forward coach, I would just call him our forward coach, but Mike, I think he does an amazing job of helping us and just finding little things. And I'm always communicating with him. And it's kind of funny to hear like the little things. He's like, if you just fix this one little thing, I think that will help. And so it's been really nice for me because it's just like that little extra push. And so it's been in the back of my head. And so it's been kind of nice to have him around.
I just want to follow up on the last couple of questions because we're throwing out numbers, talking about the goals that you're scoring, the offense clicking, and the Thorns sort of hitting this stride going into the playoffs. How important is that to sort of have that, the concept of peaking at the right time, as you go into a semifinal against KC Current here?
I think it's going to be really cool. And I think we have peaked. There are times where we obviously didn't perform where we wanted to. And I would say that was the New Jersey game. We were very upset about our performance and just how that went. So I think for us that's kind of on the back of our shoulders right now. It's like, we need to play better than that. And that game kind of haunts us a little bit. So like, we know, we have to perform better. And I think that's something cool for us because when that happens, I don't know, at least for Portland, for us as a team, when we don't play well, we know, and then we're like, never that, it's not going to happen again. And so I think that's something cool that we all have in the back of our heads.
Nice. Focused. You love to hear. Let's talk about it a little bit. Because you mentioned, even though you're coaching, you did try to catch some of these quarterfinals. We're looking ahead, Portland's preparing to face that San Diego Wave FC side. They defeated Chicago in extra time. Talking about chaos, right? We saw some of that happening over the weekend. For some of it that you did watch, perhaps maybe even if it was highlights or just some of the takeaways, what was your biggest takeaway out of that game?
Yeah, I think, San Diego and Chicago are both great teams, but for San Diego, I mean, they have two threats, Taylor and Alex up front. So I think that's their big thing is when Kaylin or Naomi get the balls, go long to Taylor and get it to Alex. So I think if we can stop those from happening, I think we have a pretty good chance.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. It's Taylor, it's Alex. They get the ball to them. They do it incredibly well. And knowing this San Diego side very well as a team in Portland and yourself, because you played them twice during the Challenge Cup, twice during the regular season. When you think about heading into another match with them and already understanding how they play against this Portland side when they line up, what is the biggest focus for Portland looking at this match?
I think our biggest focus is just being ourselves. I don't think, obviously, you're going to worry about your opponent as well, but for us, it's just being Portland. It's what can we show up? How are we going to show up? What are we going to do to show up? How are these practices this week going to help us in this game? And I think that is the biggest thing because I think sometimes there's games where we're too focused on the opponent. And I think those are the games we haven't performed well enough. And I think this time we're focusing on ourselves. And I think that's something super special.
Love that. In terms of the preparations this week, what has sort of been the overall team vibe or mindset this week in training? Particularly once the team found out that they would be facing San Diego.
Yeah, I think everyone's excited. I mean, the last time we played San Diego, we still have that haunting us a little bit because we didn't show up that well. We lost 2-0. So I think that's in the back of our heads. And I think we want to go out and we want to perform well and we want to win and we want to make it to the championship. And I think there's some things and everyone's ready to go. Like after yesterday's off day coming back today, I think everyone is ready to fight.
There's high energy at training today.
And it was just a nice, easy day. So that was good to see. And everyone was happy to be back and be with each other. And I think, with the international break, we haven't seen our internationals because they were gone. And it was just like, not the same without them. So it was kind of cool to have them gone because we're actually able to focus on little things that people wouldn't usually get with the big groups. So it was cool.
Yeah, that is really nice. One of the themes that we've seen so far throughout these playoffs, just with the 2 matches last weekend, is that the fans are showing up this year. They are ready to rock. When you think back to home games this year at Providence Park, playing for Portland, can you describe the atmosphere of stepping onto the pitch inside of a packed Providence Park?
I mean, it's amazing. There's not much to say about it, but our fans show up for us, and I think there also has been a lot going on, and we understand that if people don't show up, But if they do, like, we really appreciate it, and we hope continuing more people come. And hopefully we get, honestly, Providence sold out. That would be so cool because we were actually talking about it today. I think it was a few years ago. They were talking about a playoff game where it was completely packed, like every seat was sold out. And I was like, that would be so fun. Like, I've never experienced it because I mean, my first year in the league was the first COVID year. So I've never actually seen a completely full Providence Park. So I would love that. I think it'd be so fun.
You
I
heard
love
it
that
here, Portland fans.
in the lead up to this semifinal, you talked about how you are looking forward to sort of the environment around that because it's kind of going to be that first opportunity for you. And looking at the roster, knowing that it's you, knowing that there's a Sophia Smith on this roster, and we had a chat recently with Kate Del Fava, and I'm looking at this like 2020 draft class. And it's something about this 2020 draft class this year where they're just sort of kind of like, I find like they're sort of breaking out a little bit in the season, whether it's, you know, the two of you in Portland, we saw Zoe Morris and like Steva do really cool things in Chicago, obviously mentioning Kate Del Fava. What is it about, you know, sort of finally having these couple of seasons of professional soccer under your belt that has sort of allowed you to maybe take a look at your development and sort of say like, hey, this is where I want to take things next?
Yeah, I think honestly it started from last year. It was technically my first full year. I honestly think last year was my rookie year, it seems like, because the first year of COVID, it just was that the Challenge Cup in Utah, it was very small. Then we had the fall series, and then it was just like, we're done. So it was just very, like, nobody knew, obviously, because of COVID. So no one knew what was going to happen. And I think last year was my first full season. So it's kind of just like understanding, like, okay, this is actually pretty long. Like, I got to make sure I'm healthy for the whole time, like all of that. And then I think this year, I just want to change my game, and not change my game, but I think there's times where I'm not myself and I like kind of get out of it. And I think I've really figured out mentally how to keep myself in track and in like focused enough. And so I think that's helped me a lot. And I have really good conversations with a lot of people that help me. And I've had some good conversations with Brienne, and I told her where I want to take my game and where I want to be. So her support has helped a lot as well. My agent, Spencer, he's someone that I talk to literally every other day if I need to. And so I'll like text him, I need to vent, like, and I call him and I just tell him what I'm going through. And, he's a great support system for me as well. So I think having a support system has been very helpful this year. Not saying I've never had it, I have, but I think I've just figured it out myself, what I need. And so that helps.
Nice. I think I think it's pretty evident that it's been paying off for you. We talked about closing out that regular season and then going into the postseason here, that's what we're going to close out with. We're going to have a little bit of fun with this because we've been having these conversations with a number of players into their playoff matches. So for you in the preparation for the semifinal, is there a sort of post-training or post-scrimmage like go-to meal that you have to have, or treat or beverage, and what is it and why?
Post training? Ooh. I don't know. It just kind of depends on the day. Like, I feel like
it also depend on the mood, like a craving.
yeah. Yeah, it does. Like, sometimes I love like a smoothie. Like, I love smoothies. So
Ooh.
a good smoothie, and it's been really warm lately, so a good smoothie's been really nice. There's a place in Portland that's called Kier, and I get a smoothie from there, and then I get it's called a Mission Bowl. It's like lettuce, avocado, what else? Like this like chipotle stuff on it. Oh, it's so, and then like beans. It's like a kind of like a salad, I guess. I don't know, but it's so good. And those days are the best, I think.
So when you go for your smoothies, I want to know, are you like sticking with the same flavors every day, or do you switch it up between like a protein heavy one versus a really berry one, or like a mango? What's your strawberry taste?
Okay, so depending on the day. So if we have lift, I'll do my protein shakes.
Okay.
Like I won't go and get a smoothie or something. I'll just go home and get my protein shake and do that. But if it was like a day where I was like, ooh, I'm really craving a smoothie, I'll go to Kier, get my mission bowl, get a smoothie. It's like a pineapple, orange, banana, strawberry, and then I add coconut yogurt and ginger, and it is so good.
Yum.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
I'm over here like,
It's
okay.
Yeah.
making me hungry now.
Well,
Same.
That's what we do here on Attacking Third.
But
Make
it is so
people
good.
hungry, I guess. Talk about the cravings. Well, that sounds delicious and delightful. And look, I hope you get to have that in the lead up to the semifinal. Whatever gets Morgan Weaver right ahead of the semifinal, that's what I want you to do. Love
That
to
and
see
some
it.
spaghetti.
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 I guess
Do you-
that's like the ultimate like carbo load kind of.
Right. It's like a
Oh,
total
right.
everybody eats that. Like
Do you
Yes,
add
but
protein
spaghetti.
to it? Are we doing like meatballs, chicken, anything added on top, or just like straight
So,
noodles and tomato
okay,
sauce?
so no, it depends. So like there's like I've done a few different types. So I made this vodka pasta the other night and I was like, ooh, this is so good. So I've stuck with that for a little bit. And then I'll add turkey. I'll add like why can't I think of what it's called?
I love a good vodka sauce.
Like ground turkey?
Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh, ground turkey. I had a brain fart there. I'll add ground turkey to it, or I'll do this sauce I found from Trader Joe's that I love. It's 3 cheese, and then I'll add a little bit of turkey. But sometimes I get
know
like
exactly
weird.
what sauce you're talking about.
Yes, it's so good.
Look, I'm such a Trader Joe ho. Like I'll absolutely like put myself on blast. I'm like, I know exactly
Trader Joe's
what
is
you're
the
talking.
best.
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried the brown sugar oat milk creamer?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
My partner is also a big fan of Trader Joe's, and we often have many things. We got like the spice chai like concentrate as well. Like whenever we want to do like an oat milk kind of chai thing, it's
Their pizza dough though.
we got
Yes, the pizza dough.
I think what we're learning here is that we gotta figure out a way to get Morgan Weaver the Trader Joe plug. So
I
listen,
love Trader Joe's.
Yeah,
Trader Joe's,
Spencer,
like-
if you're listening, let's work on the Trader Joe plug.
I usually either go to Trader Joe's and then I hate having to go to multiple grocery stores, but like sometimes when you need like one thing and you're like Trader Joe's doesn't have it, I have to go to the other store. It makes me so
it's a
angry.
bummer.
Yeah.
all-
Struggle is real.
Yeah, we all hit that moment when you're cruising the Trader Joe's and you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to go somewhere else. Darn.
Yep.
It happens. Not everything can be perfect, right? Not even Trader Joe's. But look, we're very excited to watch the NWSL semifinals this weekend. We want to thank everybody for joining and listening along to the interview. Morgan, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Congrats on making it to the NWSL postseason and best of luck. Reminder to everyone that you can catch Morgan Weaver and the Portland Thorns against San Diego Wave FC on October 23rd. We'll be back with a full weekend preview for Sandra Herrera, Lisa Roman, and Morgan Weaver. This was Attacking Third.